if you thought you had to deal with your racist relatives on Thanksgiving, Mar-a-Lago has got you beat, although there was no one who had a problem with anything that happened at this Thanksgiving dinner. Best Thanksgiving dinner, honestly, the most accurate when it comes to like in the vein of the original Thanksgiving, where like, you know, white people handed a bunch of blankets with smallpox to native populations that were basically just trying to help them keep them from starving. And they were like, thank you, fuck you. Because this was a Thanksgiving dinner between Donald Trump, Kanye West, Nick Fuentes, who, if you don't know who that is, good. Your virgin ears are about to be contaminated right now. And Milo Yiannopoulos and a woman named Karen Giorno, who used to work on the Trump campaign. Again, Nick Fuentes, this is the big problem, is Nick Fuentes, because he is an open and avowed white nationalist. I don't want to go into like how much shit he said, what he believes, but he's terrible. He's disgusting. He's a like raging misogynist. And they all had a dinner. And at this dinner, everyone had different goals, I guess. But it seems like Kanye West was there to ask Donald Trump if he would be his running mate in 2024. That's right. A source familiar with the dinner said the dinner grew heated after Ye, who announced another run for president in 2024 on Thursday, asked Trump to be his running mate. Trump then began insulting Ye's ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, according to the source, and a video that Ye posted to Twitter on Thanksgiving Day recounting the dinner. I just don't know why we're calling him Ye when his name is Kanye West, but I guess that's a made-up name too. I don't know. It's fine.
He's like cokey. Maybe that's why. Isn't that like yay, like a slang for cocaine?
Oh, yeah. The yayo.
Yeah.
Rush, get the yayo. Okay, so that's what happened. Let me just play that video. This is Kanye West's announcement video for 2024, and also him recounting that he felt disrespected at this Thanksgiving dinner.
I think the thing that Trump was most perturbed about, me asking him to be my vice president, I think that was like lower on the list of things that caught him off guard. It was the fact that I walked in with intelligence. So Trump is really impressed with Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes, unlike so many of the lawyers and so many people that he was left with on his 2020 campaign, he's actually a loyalist. When he didn't know what the lawyers is, you'll still have your lawyer list. And when all the lawyers said, forget it, Trump's done, there were loyalists running up in the White House, right? And my question would be, why, when you had the chance, did you not free the January 6ers? And I came to him as someone who loves Trump, and I said, go and get Corey back. Go and get these people that the media tried to cancel and told you to step away from. He basically gives me this would-be mob-esque kind of story, talking to some kid from the south side of Chicago trying to sound mobby or whatever. He goes into the story about all that he went through to get Alice Johnson out of jail and how he didn't do it for Kim, but he did it for me. But then he goes on to say that Kim is a and you could tell her I said that. And I was thinking, like, that's the mother of my children. Since we know, and all the Christians in America that love Trump know that Trump is a conservative, we're going to demand that you hold all policies directly to the Bible. When Trump started basically screaming at me at the table, telling me I was going to lose, I mean, has that ever worked for anyone in history?
You're going to lose. Tell him he's going to lose.
I'm like, well, hold on, Trump. You're talking to Ye.
Perfect.
Oh, so much to unpack, but
there's something happening. I don't want to just chalk it up to the simulation, but there are all these like really, I can't process it yet. Everything we just watched, I can't process it.
So for those listening, Kanye is with Milo Yiannopoulos. I know. I thought the right canceled him when he was like, yeah, it's okay to have sex with minors, and they were like, but he's back, and Kanye, then you have to know that the part that was bleeped out, like then he started calling my wife a bleep bleep bleep, and you're like, what is he says? Disgusting human, which isn't a slur, not nice, but is not a cuss word, which was very funny to me. And then there's like different images of like MAGA people, January Sixers. All in all, Jenna, that is what mental illness looks like more than anything else.
And that's Milo with him, right?
That is Milo
and, like,
Yiannopoulos.
The haircut, yeah.
Exactly. Just being like, oh yeah, just like his like little yes man. And so here was Trump. So that was Kanye's version of the dinner. Here's Trump's version of the dinner. He tweeted or bleated, as John Iadarola likes to say, on Truth Social. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, was asking me for advice concerning his difficulties, in particular having to do with his business. So what was he like? How can I do anti-Semitism and keep my Adidas deal? Maybe like what was that conversation? They probably were just being anti-Semitic together. We also discussed to a lesser extent politics, where I told him he should definitely not run for president. Any voters you may have should vote for Trump. Anyway, we got along great. He expressed no anti-Semitism, in case you were wondering, like I just was. I appreciated all the nice things he said about me on Tucker Carlson. Why wouldn't I agree to meet? Also, I didn't know Nick Fuentes. Jenna, so like I just want you to know that like I had a great Thanksgiving dinner and got together with Matt's family, and it was really great, and like no anti-Semitism was expressed at all. Anyway, how are you?
Oh, it's just, it doesn't end. It's like we have to not give them oxygen, but it's I don't think it's possible at this point.
I know, it's funny because I've been thinking about this incident and thinking about Kanye running for president, and I'm like, I think he could win. But I do think that the fact that he is a Black American and he's not like a Herschel Walker Black American who is basically being essentially like marionetted into this whole thing and being told what to do and is effectively subservient to it. Like Kanye is a loose cannon, so the GOP would never get behind him, but he could definitely win. He's as crazy as Trump is.
I think if Kanye were white, the GOP would get behind him.
Yes, that is a shorthand.
Because Trump, I think, is more insane in a lot of ways than Kanye, or has proven to be, I think.
Does Kanye's anti-Semitism disqualify or entice
I think
him?
he's just doing it for attention. I think artists, especially at his level, know how to get attention, and that is the way to get attention, and it has been since the dawn of social media. What I guess not rises to the top, but sinks to the bottom is like the most like depraved, deplorable content, and anti-Semitism's right up there. So I think he's just doing it to get a rise out of people.
Yeah, a rise out of people. Well, it's what's interesting is, and this is, you know, I think he's doing it to get a rise out of people, but I think he legitimately is convinced, like I think a lot of anti-Semites are convinced, that he's got some shit figured out about the Jews. Like he straight up is, and he does not consider at all the fact that he's in the entertainment industry, and yes, Jewish people disproportionately make up a large portion of the entertainment industry for a lot of historic reasons.
For the reason that they were precluded from other industries.
Exactly.
Because of anti-Semitism.
Yes, also wrote every Christmas song imaginable. So, but he's putting the pieces together, and now he's associating himself with a bunch of just white nationalists who don't have any respect for the Black community. They like their figureheads whose job it is to throw the entire Black community under the bus, like Candace Owens, like Kanye West. But this is really funny because there's another guy. Again, I'm glad if you don't know who this person is. His name is Tim Pool. He's a podcaster, YouTuber, whatever, has millions of subscribers. He basically is like a 13-year-old, a 40-year-old in like a 13-year-old's body. And Kanye West and Nick Fuentes went on Tim Pool's show, and Kanye West was like there to do anti-Semitism. He was like, me and my homie Fuentes, we're both open anti-Semites. Let's go on Tim Pool. Let's spread the good gospel of how the Jews run everything. And watch Tim Pool kind of hedge on it and be like, oh, I don't, anyway, I still want some advertisers on my show, or not we don't do that here necessarily. And Kanye walks out on him. Take a look.
Been extremely unfair to you, I think.
Who is they, though? We can't say they is, can we?
Press. I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking about.
It is them, though, isn't it? I mean, because because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about, are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up? And then
have
think
the
we're not going to have a conversation?
Like, have the discussion.
Like you think he's going to come in here and say, here's my pain, here's my suffering. I'm going to say, I hear you. And then he's going to say, and it was Jewish people. And I'm going to be like, okay, but don't you consider, it's like, I'm not going to do this. I refuse.
That's exactly what happened, because you're a fucking nobody, Tim Pool, and like mentally unstable anti-Semite Kanye West doesn't go on your stupid show to like beat around the bush. He's there to do anti-Semitism. Why do you think he's fucking hanging out with you guys? It's like, it's time. He's dying on this hill. You gonna die with him? Anyway,
I hope he's dying on that hill. I don't know. I think even covering anti-Semitism, there's like a lot of naivete on everybody's end of just like people thinking that words don't lead into action and that people aren't as impressionable as they are, when we've seen time and time again with racism, anti-Semitism, that words matter and they actually can kill.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I don't know. It's so scary right now. I mean, it's always been scary in different ways, but it feels weirdly scary because because it's happening. It's hard to understand the forces at play.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like, didn't Roger Stone set Kanye up to be in this situation that he's in, where he's kind of like this pundit of the right? Didn't Roger Stone have something to do with that?
I mean, I don't doubt it. I don't know specifically. I know Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk basically tried to butter him up for a while. Kanye West a while ago, and Candace Owens was with Kanye wearing his White Lives Matter shirt, I mean,
they're just grifters who want attention, and this is how they're getting it. Because we're talking about it too, and it's not you. It's just like, how do people cover what's going on now without covering this? But that's really, I think, what it comes down to. I think these people have made careers out of shocking other people and just sucking up all the oxygen in the room, and it works for them. So why stop? So they're going to continue. And when it's not anti-Semitism, then it's like saying that the next anti-Semitic attack wasn't anti-Semitism. And then it's saying like, maybe we should be attacking people. Like, it's going to keep getting worse and worse and worse.
And you just saw that, right? Like, the Club Q reaction was the first time that after a mass shooting, the GOP, some of them have basically said, yeah, they deserved it. And I think it's okay to kill people. And granted, they're not like in elected office. Like, Jenna Ellis isn't in elected office, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is, and Paul Gosar is. These are people who also associate with people like Nick Fuentes, and are effective white nationalists. So yeah, it's getting worse and worse. And I'm just like waiting. I don't know what we're waiting for, right? I don't know what we're waiting for.
Maybe it's not getting worse, because it always has been there. It just history, it goes in waves, ebbs and flows, and now it's just in the open again, and we're seeing it. So it's not worse than it was at any other time in American history. We're just seeing it in a certain way right now. In fact, it's better, I would argue, than it has been ever before, because the majority of people, I think, when they're not being radicalized and brainwashed, are pretty sensible and progressive, I would say.
I mean, I'm reminded of a clip of a Trump supporter dressed in an all red Punisher outfit, which was like, okay, bro, do you? Yelling very mad at another Trump supporter who was dressed in a KKK hood. Like, he was just an open Klan member. And the Punisher guy was like, no, see, that's what gives us a bad name. We're not like outwardly racist. We're inwardly racist, And it was very funny. But look, I'll take that divide. I'll take Punisher dude over an open Klansman. That we can maybe work with.
And
Anyway.
even, is it controversial to say an open Klansman over someone who doesn't hide their face? Like, I feel like Trump supporters now, it's like, oh, I miss when they covered their faces, when they were embarrassed about their racism and bigotry. And now they're like out in the open, less like the tiki Nazis.
That's
I'll
true.
take
Exactly. You don't
a
need
Klansman over a tiki Nazi.
absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, don't quote me.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing as like I think all billionaires should be back in top hats. I've made this claim on this show before, so we can identify them. The fact that they're wearing hoodies is in and of itself a problem. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.